Tribe. Hello, hello, hello. This is Evie. Ooh, I don't like to be negative. Sunshine here today with a follow-up to the 10 things I like about the dog community video with the 10 things I dislike about the dog community today. So yes, I will be talking about the negative aspects of the dog community. So buckle in, get ready, because it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I hope you guys are ready for a little bit of storm clouds and a little bit of rain and a little bit of lightning, because yes, your girl Evie Sunshine here is going to strike down on a few things. Okay, so let's get started. All right. Dolly Tribe, where are my manners? Before I get started, I just get so passionate sometimes. I forget my manners. So I do want to let you guys know that I hope everything has been going well. I hope you guys have enjoyed the Barbie movie weekend and all of that good stuff, the festivities. I hope you guys had a lot of fun going to the Barbie movie and just doing festivities on Dollstagram, and whatever it is you've been doing to enjoy your collections, whether it be Barbie stuff or Bratz or Rainbow High, Monster High, whatever it is, ball jointed dolls or Blythe or whatever it is. I hope you've been enjoying your collection. So I just want to say that I hope everything's been going well. Light, positivity, and prosperity has been entering your life and making your life really great. So let's get into this 10 things I dislike about the dog community. Let's go. I'm going to start from number 1 to 10, 10 being the most disliked thing. So I'm starting off with number 1. Number 1 is going to be cliques. I didn't like cliques when I was in school. I don't like cliques now. I understand everybody has their little friend groups that they like to be a part of. Your homegirl, your homeboy, your home people, whatever you want to think of it, your tribe, that everybody is a part of. I get it. Everybody has their little group that they're a part of. But it's a thing when it's like a group that it's like going to, like, they think they're above everybody else, or think they got it better than everybody else, and that sort of thing. That's the thing that I don't like, is a little cliquey stuff, like my clique is better than yours. And there's just this high school stuff. Like when I got out of high school, I thought that was going to be it, but Lord knows, even in the workspace, people had a cliques, and I just don't understand the need for cliques. Like people have cliques and it's just like, oh, I'm so much better than you, or you're worse than me, and all this stuff. I don't like cliques. So the number one thing that I don't like, which is not the worst thing I don't like, but that's the thing we're going to start off with. I don't like cliques. So let me look on my notes here and see the number 2 thing. The number 2 thing I don't like about the dog community is influencer beefs. There are people who are influencers in the dog community that have beefs. And a lot of times in the dog community, we are all adults. So I'm trying to figure out why beefs. I understand that people are going to have beefs, but sometimes the beefs get out of hand. And I be watching and looking and trying to figure out, why is this happening like this? I guess people get a little too personal or something, and people just get out of whack. So I don't like that aspect of it. We're all adults and we should be moving accordingly because we're adults. So that's the next thing I don't like. I don't like the influencer beefs. If you've been in the dog community long enough, you know who it is that I'm referring to. I may not be referring to the same people as you, because we all come from different parts of the dog community, but we all have known people who have had beefs. Even some of our most beloved people that that inspire us to have beefs. So if you know, you know. Now, number 3 kind of ties into number 2, is the people who are the guard dogs for these influencers. These people got millions of followers, or who just have thousands of followers. Whoever it is, they have guard dogs. These people, I call them the people who are too tied into them. They almost worship them or idolize the influencer or whoever it may be. And if you, let's say, like I said something about an influencer, and their fans didn't like what I said, and so they come after me and they say, oh, Evie Sunshine said this about XYZ. They come and they attack me, and they find out where I live and do all this. If you guys know, even on Instagram, I had a small little problem with somebody, and they act like they were gonna like drop my address and tell people where I live and come after me and stuff. And it was just because I ordered a doll from a person, and they didn't deliver the doll as promised. So there's people who like have like little guard dog type people. The people are not actually dogs, and I'm not calling them dogs, but that's kind of what their job is, to act like a security or a guard dog type of thing, and they come after you and they try to shut you down. So that's a thing I don't like about the dog community, is that there are some people who for some reason their function is to come after another person and try to shut them down. Number 4 reason that I dislike about the dog community is like an elitist mindset or elitist behavior. It's usually like people who have BJDs and stuff, or like they'll have Blythe or something like that. Something that costs like over like $500 or $1,000 or something to get. Tulip dolls, things of that nature. They'll it's like, oh, I'm better than you because I can afford this type of doll, sort of thing. I don't know why it's like that, or any kind of doll. It doesn't just have to be a BJD or, something like a Blythe or something like that. Just a really high priced doll. Even like reborn, sometimes people will, like if you get a Ashton Drake reborn, somebody who gets one from like a custom artist may treat you like you're less than because you got an Ashton Drake or one of the reborns off of one of the ones off of Amazon. If you got one off of Amazon, the person will look down on you and say, oh, you got one of those cheap $45 reborn dolls. So I don't like that elitist behavior. People are gonna enjoy the hobby based on their budget, and you shouldn't look down on somebody for enjoying their hobby with the means that they have, because that person may actually have a very good income. It's just that the way their life is set up, they can't enjoy the hobby like they want to. They have to they may have to spend money on their children, their family, their expenses. And then maybe you don't have any children or something like that, and you can spend this amount of money, but you probably make the same. And they have to, only splurge and get $45 on a doll, whereas you can spend, $4,000 on a doll, on just a doll, and not even accessories and stuff. So I don't like that elitist behavior and the shaming that, your budget is bigger for dolls than somebody else, and you may have the exact same job as them or something. I really don't like that kind of stuff, but there's people out there that do it. So, it's your money, do what you want to do. Oh boy, number 5. I hope I don't make anybody mad. Number 5 is Mattel purists. Now, I think everybody has their own ideas about the definition of what a Mattel purist is. My definition of a Mattel purist is people who like Barbie, like before like a lot of diversity happened, like the Barbies back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, pretty much. That's what I consider to be a Mattel purist. Yes, there was some diversity, but the people that says now this is not their Barbie, that sort of thing, That's something I don't like. I don't dislike that you enjoy the Barbies from that era. That's not what I dislike about it. But it's when you uphold that as if that's better than somebody else's love of the Barbies that they love now. Um, so that's what I consider to be a Mattel purist. Those people, they just uphold. To me, it's like when you uphold that version of Barbie above any other version of Barbie, which means that you degrade somebody else's love for the current Barbies or Barbies from the 2000s and up. So that's something that I don't like in the dog community. So I hope I'm not raining on anybody's parade when I say that. It's just that that's, in my opinion, that's one thing that I dislike. People who consider themselves Mattel purists in that way. When you uphold that Barbies from below the before the 2000s all the way until like the inception of Barbie or whatever, and you uphold that version of Barbie over the Barbies of the 2000s and more recent. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about Mattel purists in that way. Now, I do know there is probably a different way to view Mattel purists, but that's what I'm talking about. And it's, I don't know, that's just how I feel about it. So, Lord knows I did not want to do this. Top 10 things I do not like about the dog community. I don't like to go on the negative side of things, but I know it's like the appropriate balance. If I'm going to do the 10 things I like, I have to go and do the 10 things I dislike. I mean, I don't have to, but I like balance. So that's why we're doing this. So number 6 on my list is, where am I at on my list? Okay, the brand wars. Brand wars. And what I say about this is, in the dog community, is like, brand wars is people who attack other people because they only like Barbie, or because they only like Bratz, or because they only like Rainbow High, or because they only like Blythe, or because they only like Integrity toy dolls, or because they only like I don't know, Mycene dolls or something like that. That's what I'm talking about. Or Monster High, when they say, when I say brand wars. I don't like participating in brand wars, but believe me, if you get nasty and gutter about Barbie, I probably will get petty myself. Sometimes I look on Twitter and other places and I just can't help myself. I will look and somebody will be trying to drag Barbara Millicent, and I get a little petty sometimes. Yes, I do. So sometimes I have to excuse myself from Twitter and other places, because when I see them drag Barbie, I'm like, what happens if Barbie is never made? Like, have you thought about that? Have you thought about, if Barbie was never made, do you get to enjoy Bratz? Do you get to enjoy Rainbow High? Do you get to enjoy whatever else dolls that done came out since Barbie came out? Do you get to enjoy them in the same time frame? I wonder, like, do people really think about that? Do you really get to enjoy the dolls that you enjoy so much had not Barbara Millicent Roberts stepped onto the scene? If not Ruth Handler had not did what she did, do we get to enjoy Barbie? Do we get to live in this time now where we're actually in this exact moment looking right and left and getting to see Barbie on the big screen like this? Getting to see Barbie, everything, pink everything right now. That's what I wonder when people go off on their little, rants and stuff about Barbie. I wonder, like, about, Bratz being better or whatever. And I'm not trying to, like, be like, oh, Barbie is better than everything. But I just wonder, like, if it is not for Barbie, do we get to see all these other doll lines? And I just really, truly wonder that. I have to laugh a little bit here, y'all, because I feel like I'm going to offend somebody in this video, and I really hope I don't, but I feel like I'm going to, some way, shape, or form, and it's not really meant to do this. So what number am I on? I really don't even know. So I was on the brand wars. Okay, number 7. Ooh, number 7 is quite a topic, you guys. This is scammers. Okay, this is like the price gouging people, the people who probably right now, okay, I was on Facebook Marketplace, just because every once in a while I have to look on Facebook Marketplace just to see what people are offering. And I wanted to see, now that the Barbie movie has come out, I wanted to see what my local Facebook marketplace was offering, and somebody had this AMC Barbie movie car for $150. I thought it was quite ridiculous. So that's what I'm talking about. These people who want to capitalize on a movie coming out probably went to AMC and bought up all the rest of the cars that was there after, I guess, opening night or opening weekend. And now they're going to start selling them for $150. I'm going to tell you, Dolly Tribe, do not go and buy these cars. These AMC cars, do not go and buy them. They are not worth it. Just go. Don't pay $150. Go to Mattel website. Go to Amazon and buy the ones for $60 and $70. Okay, those are the ones you want. I did buy me an AMC popcorn bin car, but I'm telling you, do not go and pay $150 for one. So scammers go and buy things off the shelves, and they flip it for double or triple the price, the suggested retail price or whatever. So yes, scammers are a really huge part of the doll community. Now, a lot of the times I think there are people outside of the doll community, but I have heard some actual doll collectors say that they're going to do that. That's just the plain bottom line. They're going to do that. They're going to have items and they're going to flip them. It just is what it is. So the large majority of the people that are doing the scamming is outside of the community. But there are also people that are within the community that are doing it as well. And I truly, truly dislike that about some people that are within the community. But I really dislike it when the people outside of the community are doing it as well. Now, Dolly Tribe, when I also talk about scammers, I'm not only talking about people that do the price gouging thing. I'm also talking about people who want to commandeer your Instagram accounts, your YouTube channel, your Twitter account, whatever it is, so that they can scam people and identity theft and whatever else that they're doing. There's a lot of people that get into people's DMs, especially on Instagram, and they want you to say, hey, I'm doing I have this new what is one of them that I've heard? Hey, I have this vote that's going on for me and my account on this magazine. Will you click here so that you can vote for me? Don't do anything like that. Just don't click on it. Even if you really think it's legit, I wouldn't click on it if I were you. So that is another thing that's going on in the dog community that you should be made aware of, that is scammy like. So it could be, it's been a lot of major doll accounts that have been brought down and had to start over because of those type of things. Number 8 is craft shaming. People shaming people about their skill level in crafting. This is a huge problem I've seen, especially on Instagram. People shaming people for the level of skill they have when they craft something, whether it's a diorama, whether they're sewing doll clothes, whether it's how they present their pictures and post them on Instagram. It's just shaming. Even how clean, I guess, a person's dolls are when they post them. Some of these accounts, we don't know how old some of these people are. So if you see a doll with a dirty face or something, it could be that you're shaming a child and you don't know it. It could be a child that this is the dolls that they have. Maybe their parents had to get them from the thrift store or something, and they're not aware that the doll's face may be dirty or what have you. I've seen people shame like doll accounts because the doll's face may not be as clean as it should be or what have you. So it's really weird, the craft shaming and the I guess the doll cleanliness shaming of the doll, because behind the account you really don't know how old some of these people are. So I think people should really stop and think who you're talking to when you're shaming people about their craftsmanship or just the photo quality, the quality of someone's diorama, the quality of someone's doll clothing, the quality of someone's camera, that sort of thing, how well they're making their crafts. That person is probably doing the best that they can with what they have. Everybody, even grown people, you would say, well, you're grown, you should have a lot of money. That's not always the case for every grown person. Excuse me. So even though we may be in the adult doll collector community, there's still adult people that are struggling. If you have a great job, that's great, but some people don't always have great jobs. I've had a really great job, and then I've had, lower level jobs. So I understand both sides of the aisle. So we really should kind of be more cognizant of how we're treating people in the doll community when it comes to that. My little doll diorama that I did with the my Froggy Stuff thing, like the mermaid grotto, you guys are very kind to me on that. I like how it came out and all that, but you guys were very kind to me on that, so I want to say thank you for that. But there are some people, they are not very kind. They go hard on people and talk about people's skills and everything. So that's just something to be cognizant of if you're new to the doll community or something of that nature. Just be confident in that if you keep doing it, that you'll get better. If you keep taking pictures, you'll get better. I started my Dollstagram, my doll Instagram account in 2017, and I can tell you that my photographs have gotten better when I take doll photographs. If you pay attention to some of the better Instagram accounts and things, you'll see that even they have improved on how they do things. So just kind of hang in there and just keep trying to improve your craft and work on your angles and different things like that, and you will get better and better and better. That craft shaming stuff is really weird. I don't know why adult people partake in that. I think it's really childish to really do that. Craft shame and things of that nature, but there are people doing it, so just try to rise above and just ignore people when they're doing that. The next topic I would like to bring up that I don't like about the doll community, and this may ruffle some feathers a little bit, but it is anti-blackness. Yes, you may be shocked, but there is a lot of anti-blackness in the doll community. I'm gonna first start this out by saying that I've seen some people who don't like they say like they're a black doll collector, and I have seen like people who are not black ask them, why do you only collect black dolls? Or they'll say, well, you're racist because you only collect black dolls. And to me it's a little strange because I don't think people are racist that only collect white dolls. So, to me, if you collect black dolls, you're collecting a doll in your own likeness. So, to me, you are not racist for that. That's just my personal opinion. Do I like people who have diverse doll collections? Yes, I do. I have had people who have left comments on my channel that said little ugly black doll or something like that, or the N-word on my Instagram account. So that's happened to me quite a few times, quite too many times. It hasn't happened as much as I know it's happened to other people, but it's happened too many times for my tastes. So there is some anti-blackness, even when you try to get dolls. Sometimes you want dolls for different purposes, like the Pulip dolls. I would like to have, just go to Pulip's website and be like, oh, and grab a black doll. But no, they don't have just outright black Pulip dolls. They just don't. With their little, I think there's a little kit. I think there's a kit, if I'm thinking about the right kind of doll. I might be thinking about the other brand that's similar to Pulip, but I sometimes I just want to get like a Pulip or a Blythe, and it's already black, but they don't have those dolls like that. You have to get those custom made. I don't think they just have black Pulip or black Blythe dolls unless you're getting them from AliExpress or somewhere like that. So that's a little bit irritating to me when I think about it. But those companies are Asian companies, and as far as I'm concerned, they have their right to not make a black doll if they don't want to make a black doll. Also, oh goodness gracious, I forgot my point. I don't know. It's just kind of upsetting when your hobby is to collect dolls, and then there's some doll brands you wish you could collect, and then you cannot because they don't offer a black doll. And then, oh, here's my point. Okay. So then there have been dolls that they do make black dolls, but they do it in such a way to where if you're black, you'll gasp. If you're black or African, like, you'll gasp, because they'll do it in such a way that is just so disrespectful that you'll just be like, I don't want this doll now because you've done it in such a disrespectful way. I don't want this doll. And then there's people that'll tell you that black dolls don't sell. That's the racist type of thing, or anti-black type of thing. Oh, black dolls don't sell. I believe they do, because, and then when they do, when somebody does produce a black doll, then it always costs more than the white doll a lot of times. Like the Barbie Looks doll that is, I don't know, number 10, 11, or 12, one of those numbers, the Simone face mold or whatever, the tall one. Like, it's always somebody trying to sell her for more than what you think she should be sold. So yes, there is definitely anti-blackness, and I think that should be discussed a lot more in the world, because I just think people should be made more aware of it. And then like, what was those dolls that just recently came out? There was an issue that came out with those too. Let me look real quick. I remember having a discussion with someone when the Creative Soul dolls came out, and they were like, oh, why are they mostly like dark skinned dolls? Like, how come they didn't come out with lighter skinned dolls? And the whole point of the Creative Soul dolls were, it said it in their description, was because they wanted to celebrate dark skin. So when somebody comes in to have something to say about a brand that's clearly telling you what it's about, and you say, oh, what about lighter skinned dolls? What about lighter skinned dolls? Lighter skinned dolls? And the brand is telling you, we're here to celebrate darker skinned dolls. To me, you're already disrespecting that line, because the brand is already telling you what they're there about. So I had to tell some people in the comments, look, the whole point of you coming into the comments and talking about what about light skin, what about light skin, what about light skin girls representation, they've never not had representation. So I'm trying to understand what you're talking about. So I don't know, I may ruffle some feathers, but this is anti-blackness. Now, Dolly Tribe, this is my most hated thing about the doll community, and this is stealing or copying or what have you, however you want to look at it. And I'm going to talk to you about something that happened to me, but I'm not going to name it specifically, just because I don't want to talk about any specific people or any specific whatever. Okay. But there was a series that I did, and if you're pretty much a day one or a day two person that has been following me since I started my channel in 2018, then if you know, you know. But I started a series. It's the only one that I think I've done, pretty much. This series was something that I did, and it was based off my main interest and my main reason probably for even doll collecting. And as you guys know, I stopped the series after, I don't know, 5 or 6 episodes. I do mean to bring it back, but I did stop it. And I had, I think after about 4 episodes, maybe 4 or 5 episodes, I'm not really sure. Then it seems like about 3 other creators, I think, went and tried to do the exact same thing. Now, mind you, when I started my series, I don't like to do what other people are doing. And if I do what other people are doing, I'll usually say blank person inspired me or whatever. That is if I feel like, I'm doing exactly what they're doing. So before I went to start this series, I went to YouTube and scoured YouTube to see if anybody else had done this. And I came up with nada. Now, does that mean that I didn't see, that there wasn't somebody somewhere that did it? No, it just means that in my search, I came up with nothing. Now, on Instagram, I do know there were people that were doing something similar to that. But I had never done that on Instagram. It always inspired me to do it, but on my videos. And when I started my series, I gave the shout outs to the people I wanted to give the shout outs to that had inspired me to do even the series. So when I started the series, there were some people, I think when I had done like the fourth episode or whatever you want to call it of my series, then I started to see some other series crop up. And people will say, well, the best form of flattery is, when somebody starts imitating you. Well, no, I don't necessarily believe in that. I'm sorry. I don't believe in that because I believe in originality as far as you can muster it. And so when some other folks started doing it, I had to look sideways because it came up in my suggested. And so I watched the videos because I was just interested. I was like, okay, let me see what's going on here. And so when I watched it, I was okay, I'm just not gonna go there with that. Okay, anyway, so there were other people that did videos, and so it bothered me to an extent. And when I watched, nobody said, well, I was inspired by XYZ person that I saw that recently did the videos similar to this on YouTube. And that was the part that bothered me. I don't care that they did the videos. It was the part that they act like it just came out of nowhere for them. They act like the videos just came out of nowhere, and that's what bothered me. One person even went as far as to do I don't know, they did 7 or 8 videos all at once and pumped them out. And I think there's a problem sometimes with dog content creators on YouTube. I think, especially if it's a person that has a larger channel versus a smaller channel. I think a lot of times people will think because the larger channel did something that the smaller channel becomes irrelevant after the larger channel does something. Now, I'm a person that once you do something to me, I feel like you can't stop me regardless. Just because I have that passion within me. I have my ideas have ideas. I have ideas still on the back burner, waiting in a waiting room since 2020. I'm not kidding. I have ideas still waiting from 2020 that are in my waiting room that have still yet to be brought out onto my channel. So nobody, I feel really can stop me. The only bad thing about it is I hope don't nobody beat me to those ideas before they come out, before I can get them out on my channel. For the originality sake of it. But yes, so there was people that did the videos after I had made my series, and then they came out and they were just like, oh, look what great thing I did. And it was I know no videos was like this happened, because I searched every corner of doll YouTube that I possibly thought I could find to know that nobody had been doing this, because I'm a person, I want to know that I have done this before anybody else. And I just never, I searched the YouTube streets the doll YouTube streets to make sure that that series wasn't going on anywhere. Because I would have moved on to one of my plethora of different ideas. If so. So when these other YouTube channels that were bigger than me came out and did this, I was irritated because nobody gave me my props for inspiring them to do it. I think more so the thought process was, how dare this person think they can do it when, you know, when I'm a bigger channel and I've been known to do content similar of this nature before. It wasn't the exact content, but similar content, before. So why did this person think that they could do this content? And, why did they think Evie Sunshine could do this? So I'm about to try to squash them. That's what I think the sentiment was. So yes, Dolly Tribe, people do steal or copy in the doll community. I'm not really sure why. I guess it's some kind of ego thing or whatever. I'm not really sure. If I've copied somebody, I really don't know that I've done it. I have no idea. I try not to. I try to be as original as possible. Like I said, I have ideas that have ideas that have ideas. And like I said, I have some on the back burner still from 2020. That being said, yes, it's a really big problem in the doll community. I've seen on Instagram how people have copied other people's like little doll stories and stuff, like down to like the poses and stuff that one person uses on their account to the other person mimicking the exact same poses and the same color the doll shirt was wearing. They will copy that, and it's wild. Like, I never would think in a million years that people just can't come up with things on their own. It's just really weird. And even if you do copy, it's fine, but just say, oh, Susie Q, inspired me to make pretty much the same story or something. Just give the person the credit if you're gonna copy them, instead of just saying, oh, look what I did all by myself. Like, it's wild to me that you would just say you came up with it. Just say this person inspired you to, you love their story so much or something that you just wanted to create something similar to it. I don't see how it hurts the world to say that that you wanted to do it. Those people that made the series, I'm telling you guys, Dolly Tribe, those series crept up right after my series dropped. I kid you not. It wasn't like months down the line or months before. No, it was right after I did my series. Those other ones came out like a week or something. Like, I don't know, like it came out like 4 weeks after or 3 weeks after or something. Like, it was weird. They cropped up like right after mine's came out. So it was strange, but yeah, people do that. And that's one of the things I dislike the most. Before that even happened to me, I detest that. Like, I hate that. And hate is a very strong word. And I hate when people copy people. I hate when people steal people's ideas and stuff like that. And then they try to like construct. I'm telling y'all, the next time I make a series, I'm going to have like 10 or 15 of that series already lined up before I ever like upload them. Because people will try to act like they came up with that. And like, it's sad, like, because some people's followers will be like, oh, they did 10, even though like you came out with like your first 5 or 6 first. Like, the other people will be like, oh, well, they came out with 10, so like they're the originator. And it's just so weird that people do that. So if you're new to the doll community, just be cognizant of that, especially if you're going to do YouTube content creation. If you're going to do a series or anything, just already have your series lined up, because there are people that are shisty and weird. So make sure nobody takes credit for your hard work, because that did, like, I had to sit for a second and be like, do I still want to do this series? And I'm still going to do it. And it's weird because I'm not trying to throw no kind of hate or stink on nobody or nothing, but my series still, I feel like, is better than any of those series that came out. And I'm not trying to hate on nobody. I'm very serious about that. My series touched on things that the other series never touched on. And I don't think it's ever going to be able to, because the way I did my series, and I did that on purpose. So the next time I do a series, it's still going to be like that. It's still going to be hard to copy. Ooh, Dolly Tribe. I know, right? I know. This is why I don't like doing videos like this. The best way I can like tell y'all stuff is from personal experience. So, yeah. This last one, the stealing and all of that, the copying and stealing, I had to go there. I just did. Thank you guys so much, Dolly Tribe, for dipping in the dollmosphere with me today. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Dolly Tribe, be safe, watch your surroundings, and if you guys haven't been out to see that Barbie movie, please try to watch it soon. And don't forget to keep the sunshine in your life. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and many blessings. Bye-bye.